Hey guys, today I'm so excited to talk to you about something very special that dropped on Disney Plus this morning. Now, yesterday we got a surprise announcement that Taylor Swift has teamed up with Disney Plus for something that was actually pretty darn amazing. Folklore, the Long Pond Studio Sessions, is so much more than just an intimate concert with Taylor Swift singing the songs off her hit 2020 album, Folklore. That alone sounds amazing, but man, this is so much more, and I'm so excited to talk to you about it, so let's get into it.
Hey, Tessa from Mama's Geeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel.
All right, so I told you guys yesterday during my trailer reaction that I'm a pretty big Swiftie. I'm actually a giant Taylor Swift fan. I used to work in country radio, so I got to meet her a couple times, and she's absolutely one of the nicest human beings in the entire world, and I wish nothing but the best for her. She's just absolutely amazing and like a pure soul, but she's also extremely talented, and I think that no matter whether you like her music or not, it's really almost impossible to say she's not a good musician. And honestly, if you do say that she's not a good musician, you're probably lying to yourself because she's so talented. Not only does she write all her music, she plays so many different instruments, and she's just absolutely talented as a singer as well. Like, this girl, man, I absolutely adore her, and it's no surprise that she's as popular and as famous as she is, and she really deserves it. She really, truly deserves everything. She's worked so hard, and like I said, she's one of the nicest human beings I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. But yeah, so this is, lockdown happened, right? 2020 happened and things got crazy. And instead of hiding in a hole and just doing nothing and going down a deep, dark tunnel, which I think honestly a lot of people did, Taylor Swift chose to embrace 2020 and record an album in a way that she had never done so before. She created a studio in her home, and she actually says at the beginning of this special that she knows it's not that special because people record in their homes all the time, but for her, she's always been in a studio. So for her to record at her house and create a studio at her house was something pretty different for her, but turned out amazing, as we can all tell. So this special is not just Taylor Swift talking to us, the viewers, right? She teams up with the people who helped her create this album, and they were able to socially distance, see each other, and perform the music that they had only done remotely before. So she meets up with Aaron Dessner and Jack Antonoff, and and this is all in upstate New York, by the way, which is super cool because it's near me, and I'm like, man, I wish I had known and I had somehow seen her, but I mean, hello, obviously she was isolated, and Long Pond Studios isolated, but at the same time I was like, Taylor was so close to me, yet so far away, because she's amazing. But yeah, so the three of them discuss this album. And so, like I said, it starts off with Taylor talking about how this album came about and her creating this album, but then she goes into performing the album. They perform it together, and she hits every track, but before every track, she gets into how that song came about, right? So she talks about what she was feeling, what she imagines happens to the people in the song later on, what she imagines their true life was like, which is actually really cool and super interesting. And even if you're not a Taylor Swift fan and you're just a music fan, I really think this is something that you're going to enjoy because you get to deep dive into the music of it, which is really, really cool. The like meaning behind the music and what the artist actually truly thinks the meaning behind the music is, which is really cool. Now, this special is an hour and 45 minutes long, and like I said, I feel like you really get to learn not only about Taylor Swift, but about the music and the album as a whole, which the album is absolutely amazing. And I think even people who love the album are going to get a brand new appreciation for it and ready to listen to it from beginning to end over and over and over. However, one of my favorite parts of this special is when they got to Exile. Now, this is a duet. So not only did she drop the big bomb that William Rowley, who is the co-writer, does not exist. So not only did she admit that William is actually her boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, she came out and fully admitted that, which I think a lot of people have been speculating, but it was really cool because she talks about how he was just messing around on the piano with some lyrics, and she was like, hey, let's write this, let's do this thing. But she also actually brought in Justin Vernon. Now, of course, so this is a duet with him, but of course, because of the pandemic, they couldn't be together. But the way they did this was really super cool. So he actually recorded. They must have been on Zoom together or Skype or something, but he was recording where he is, and he even had a bandana on, which I thought was actually kind of a cool effect. And then the way they pieced it together, they had both of them singing and together, and it was like a music video. It was absolutely perfect. I loved it. I thought it was great that they still made him a part of this, like physically, right? It's not like they just had his tracks, his vocals, right? They actually had him, which was really cool. So, like I said, this is so much more than just Taylor Swift performing the songs of her 2020 album Folklore, which that in of itself would be pretty amazing and pretty awesome to have. But this really gives you a deep dive into her thoughts and feelings on every single song and every single track, how they came about, and there's some really awesome tidbits in there. So I think if you're a Taylor fan, you should definitely check it out. If you're a Taylor fan, you've probably already checked it out. But even if you're not a Taylor fan and you're just a music fan in general, this is really interesting special, and it's only an hour and 45 minutes. It flies by. You get to hear the whole album, and I feel like as she explained each song, now I've heard the album a million times, but I hear her talk about the song, and then I listen to the track and her perform the track, and it just gave it a whole new feeling for me, a whole new appreciation for all of it. I love watching her face. Now, I've seen her in concert several times, but to see her that up close and her face that up close as she's singing the words, it's powerful, right? And you can tell that she feels the lyrics. She feels them. She hasn't just written them and she isn't just performing them. She actually feels the lyrics in each and every song. And I think it's amazing. So guys, be sure to check this out. Taylor Swift's new special with her team up with Disney Plus. It is on Disney Plus now, streaming Folklore, the Long Pond studio sessions. It's pretty amazing. I highly recommend it. Like I said, if you're a Taylor fan, of course, but even if you're just a music fan, there's some really, really awesome stuff in there. If you guys have already watched this, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Let's discuss it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. As always, follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Mama's Geeky over there, MAMASGEEKY. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. Bye.